Oh, yeah.
They're like,
Dude,
yeah.
I felt so bad, man, being late like that. I'm like, shit.
Oh no.
I love the background, dude. That's perfect. Your background, the lion?
Ooh, you're 1 second. It was cutting up. Yeah. People were
Yeah.
stoked you were coming. All right, sick. All right, we're back up. We're back up live. We're on the backup channel. We're live right now. We'll see if the folks jump in. The fam bam. Wild.
Hey, you're at 1.75 thousand, dude.
I know. It's kind of cool. Here, let me share now from my other channel, and then I'll be able to find out if I'm struck or not. Struck out for a little.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to do the same thing. That's a good idea.
Community. And I mean, right now, it's all kind of looking good. Going live here. Come. Oh my God, my face is hilarious in this freaking thumbnail. All right, cool. Hey everyone, I guess we're not allowed to talk about Demi Moore kissing young men, young boys, in fact. We got booted. We just got booted. Ouch.
That is so crazy, dude.
That scares me, man. Because
what was it? What movie was that from?
Well, first we showed a little bit of Blank Check, dance scene, whatever. And I mean, these are from YouTube. It's not like we're like going out of boundaries here and it's buffering, huh? Shoot. Well, I'm directly plugged in today. Yeah, and then we just played Demi Moore at that, you know, her getting drunk and kissing. I don't know if she was drunk for sure, but her kissing that young boy. You ever see that video? Oh, it's remarkable, man.
Like a TMZ thing or something?
They're just having a good party, like a host, like I think they were all just in a show together. And then
right.
They were all having a good time. And this little, like, I don't know, maybe he's 13, 12, but she like lays a passionate kiss on him. And that's what we were watching. And so it's a copyright strike. I mean, it's a violation strike because for someone to get on that as a copyright strike that quick and live, I've never seen that before. But
yeah. They must be waiting for something like that. Dude, you know what though? There's not a split screen on YouTube. It goes from you, and then if I talk, it goes to me.
Yeah, I can change that. Boom.
I've never seen that. Oh yeah, we got the delay.
Yeah, it was in a different view. There's gallery view, and then there's speaker view.
Oh, okay, all right.
Damn.
So what have you been up to, man? Are you working on anything lately, or?
Yeah, I'm working on Purviewood 7. I'm also on the side doing Invisible Enemy 2, but I wanted to do something a little bit more quicker because Invisible Enemy 2 is really dense.
Yeah, the first one was.
And I'm adjusting, man. I'm in LA now, and I get to see my daughter, and so to do the Disney version, I'm doing Disney's Demons on Purviewood 7.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's perfect, dude.
And that one just gnarly. It's getting gnarly, and I don't even know if I can strike. Man, damn it! Probably have to wait 2 weeks.
Oh, for 7?
Oh, what'd you say? Say it again. It cut out.
Yeah, no, you were cutting out. For 7, you're saying you don't know if you can release it.
Yeah, dang, we're not. The freaking lords don't want us doing live streams, man. We're buffered and everything. It's crazy.
Oh man.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm doing Disney's Demons. I don't know if you can hear that proper.
Yeah, I heard that. It's so crazy that you can actually make 7 of these. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's literally that much stuff out there for you to make 7 like in-depth videos and all different sets of groups of people. And you can still make another one. You can still make another one even after that. That's insane.
For sure. No, I'm going to stop at 10. I'm going to stop Purview at 10 and then take a break from Purview. But like, there's going to be some cool ones. There's Purview probably 9 is going to be all whistleblowers that have died. So it's Purview 9 whistleblowers. Purview 8 is going to be all about the rock. That one's exciting because there's so many. And like every Purview is all about someone who died, you know. Dude, like
I have been trying to look into that girl. that was like getting real close to what the Clinton Foundation was doing. And then she had her bags packed, and then she was supposed to leave the next day, and then they found her dead in her bathroom. She was like an investigative
Whoa.
journalist. And the night before, she was telling her friend how excited she was, and she's almost ready to break the case. I think it had to do with Haiti. And then that day that she was supposed to leave, they found her dead in her bathroom. And that's the one where she shot herself in the back of the head.
Oh,
Yeah,
she was
her
gonna leave
bag.
to Haiti.
She was gonna. Well, she talked to her friend the night before, like, I'm ready to break the case. You know, I have so much info. I know I'm so close. I know I've got this. And then the next day she was supposed to leave. Her bags were packed and all ready to go. All her suitcases were ready to go. They found those, but then she was found dead in her bathroom, shot in the back of the head, and that was listed as suicide.
Suicided.
Dude, that,
That's insane, dude. It's scary.
not for nothing, it's kind of scary to, because they got the resources to make that shit look like it's. Have you ever watched, what's that movie with Mark Wahlberg, where they set him up to do, they're like, where would you shoot from, like, if you were going to assassinate the president? And he was like, oh, and he picked that, he was like an ex-Marine or something, or an ex-Army Ranger.
I can find out.
Oh man, it's such a popular movie too. With
It
had Danny Glover in it.
And Danny Glover. Yeah.
Danny Glover.
I know what you're talking. Wait. Hold on, I don't know.
They even made a show out of it.
It's not called no. It's Shooter.
Shooter. Yeah. That's what it is. Shooter. It was right on the tip of my tongue.
2007. I've never seen Shooter.
No. Well, dude, they have this contraption where like they knock a person out and then they like strap it to your arm and then they crank it and it makes you do this right here. And then they can make you pull the trigger. So it's all that motion. Doesn't matter how hard you fight, they just keep cranking it because the way they got the leverage.
Wow.
But dude, there was a lot of truth in that movie. Like Danny Glover, basically, they knew he was guilty and shit, but they couldn't touch him because he had like diplomatic immunity. Like, dude, there's people that go around that are like that, dude. It's crazy if you like sit and think about how deep everything really is, to the point where like they have backup upon backup upon backup of what they could do to make you look like crap and them get out of it scot-free.
Yeah.
And it could be like totally money. Yeah, and it could be like totally visible that they're guilty, and it doesn't matter because they'll switch the narrative and everyone will forget about the fact that that person was guilty, and they'll look at the person they want the narrative going towards.
And it's worked for them for so long.
Right. And that's what makes people feel helpless, dude. Like what? Oh, like I've even asked myself, like, what can you really do, man? Like, think about all that, and then I just like I had to work past that and be like, well, you know what? I can do what I'm doing now. You know what I mean? And we can do what we're doing now. But it's not to say that it's not dangerous. It's dangerous, dude. Like I watch the people that like take a jog past our house. I'm like, I've never seen that person before. What are you doing? And I know that's like a little paranoid, but at the same time, they always make it look like an accident.
Yeah, they're that good, and it costs $2,000 to get a hit on the dark web, whatever. $2,000.
That's scary, dude. $2,000.
Dude, to kill so that's how desperate. Like, look at Brazil and how often people are killing people there. It's remarkable.
That's like 20,000 down there, though. $2,000 is like 20,000 down there, so they jump right on that.
That's true. Yeah, so we always got to be aware of our surroundings, no matter what. Yeah. Always.
Dude, I had the craziest dream last night. It was just such a crazy dream, and I'm trying to think of what. I mean, I kind of know what like the metaphor of it all was. So I was at my parents' house, right, and my mom was like cooking, and these kids were like partying, like in there used to be vineyards next to their house, and they took them all down now, but these kids were like partying in the vineyards and stuff. And then they all came out, and like we had animals there, but their dogs came out and started attacking our dogs. So I'm like, I went out, I'm like, get out of here. And then like it was like 30 kids, man, and like I've never seen any of them before except for a couple of them who were like the popular kids in high school, but they were like good people. And it was weird. And it was weird that they were a part of this. So I came in and I closed the door and I locked it, but they trained one of their dogs to reach its paw up under and unlock the door. And I just couldn't hold it. So I grabbed my gun and I'm like, well, listen, man, I got 8 shots. I'm going to take 8 of you. You know what I mean? And they're like, you don't want to do that, kid. Look, we're just going to come in here and party for a little bit. And they like, and like my stepdad, and I felt so bad for them because I'm like, damn, dude, they have to like sit there and let these kids do this. And there's like, it was just a crazy, helpless feeling, dude. And they just like came in and took over. And I had looked at the one kid that I went to high school with. I'm like, dude, you're really going to be like this? Like, and his dad and my stepdad are like really good friends. I'm like, you know us like that. Like, why would you do that? And he's like, you can't take it personal, man. It's just how it is now. And it was just such a crazy feeling. And like the whole time I had my gun and I'm like, just do it, dude. Just take them out. They'll all start running. And I don't know, man. It was just the craziest feeling. And it's like something in me just kept telling me, no, don't, because you're going to be the one that ends up getting in trouble. So I just didn't let the shots off, you know, but I had it and they didn't say nothing. They knew I had it, you know, and they kept telling me like, you can do it, man, but it's going to be you that, and that's kind of like actually what we were just talking about. If you think about, wow, I kind of answered my own question, didn't I? It's like, they can make it look like it was just the craziest dream and the most helpless feeling. And I hate feeling like that.
What a
dream. When you're punching someone in your dream as hard as you can and it's not doing anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I hate that feeling. Or you're trying to run and you just can't move. Yeah.
Yeah. Or you're trying to open your mouth and your mouth is shut closed. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, it's the strangest thing. Dreams are the strangest. It's so weird that we have something like that goes to some weird dimension where things are just completely chaotic at all times and can change like that, you know.
Dimethyltryptamine, man, when we're dreaming, we secrete DMT from our pineal gland, so we get free DMT trips.
Yeah, dude. And it's so just like, a tiny little bit.
Yeah, just a tiny bit. I was asking some friends last night, went to their place and they love DMT. So, and I've done DMT, but I've never launched. And they were telling me what it's like and how you'll know. And they're explaining, it's like, you'll just black out. Like you will, then you'll wake up. You'll be like, oh shit.
Like nothing ever happened.
Yeah. And then you'll get like a 15-minute, but it feels like forever long dream. And a lot of people see aliens and shit. Aliens, spirit guides, animals, spirit animals.
They see like color spectrums, like patterns twisting, and then like.
Oh, yeah, exactly. A lot of like sacred geometry too.
Yeah, I'm a little apprehensive to do it, but I know that it's only a few minutes, and then it's like was never there, you know.
Yeah. It's that's nice, Marley. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, man, DMT. It can. I recommend if anyone's going to do it as a ceremony and have someone there who can assist you if need be, you know, or like to help you get there. Cause you know, you can smoke it once. Trip sitter. Yeah, exactly, man. That's what you need. I can't wait to do it again. I heard a story recently of someone who did, and she was all of a sudden in a room with other beings that looked alien. And one of them said, oh, you want to be here right now? Okay. And it was all telepathic and just started throwing geometric shapes at their third eye. And for them, it was so shocking though. And it was like, wow. And then, they came back and never wanted to do it again.
Have you ever listened to Joe Dispenza?
Oh, I love Joe Dispenza. I love him.
Well, he talks about how he how he can activate his pineal gland and he sees these beings in the room when he's doing it. Like they'll be in kind of his peripheral, but they're like very tall beings and they're like, I don't know, but they give him information. And the stuff that they're doing, like with like the studies that they do is amazing, dude. Like they really help a lot of people. Like I'll listen to their motivational videos and I'm like, damn, I feel so much better now.
Oh, I know.
You know, that's just from listening to them, you know?
They're phenomenal. They got books out there too. Like Joe Dispenza helped completely rebuild his spine when he got it shattered when he was a triathlete. Do you know about that?
Oh, no.
That's what kind of put him up there because I believe he was a doctor before. and he was doing a triathlon, and I believe it was after the swim, you do a bike ride, and then while he's on this bike ride, the traffic controller for the freeway fucked up, and there was a big rig that came head on to him, and so he wakes up, he's paralyzed, and they tell him that he'll never be able to walk again, and so he goes over the shock, the anger, the depression, and then says, I'm going to fix this. And what he would do is master meditation to a point where he would know when his focus would break, when he would think about something. And he said, as long as he could stay in that zone, then he could do the operation. But if he like in his operation was in his mind, he was going to the vertebrae and envisioning it fixing itself.
Dude.
And if he like got distracted, if anything happened, a sneeze, a cat, whatever, if someone walked by, he would have to start all over. And so I think it was like 3 months, 2 months, I don't know, but he did it in a remarkable time, and it was an anomaly. People were like, how did you do this? And now for the rest of his life, he's going around teaching people basically how he did it, but it applies to every form of people's lives.
I mean, dude, you got to have strict focus. Like you gotta but if you're in that situation, the only thing you would be focusing on is fixing yourself. So that probably gave a lot of help, but still.
Oh yeah, I know.
That story is beyond like that. That's what should be in the mainstream media is stuff like that. Like, look what we can really do.
Yeah, right.
And that's what I was just saying in the video I just made is like, we're given these belief systems to where we're given strict limitations, and they want us to believe those limitations because it keeps us stuck. It keeps us stuck on one plane when there's so much more that we could do. It's like they tell us from basically the time that we can understand words that we only use 10 to 13% of our brains. You start telling people stuff like that, they're going to start believing it, and then they're going to only start using that much. Why would we be given a full brain to only use? It doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
yeah,
I know that they tell us things, and then that belief ends up becoming our reality because that's how it manifests, you know?
Yep.
So we have to be able to let go of those limitations. And that's a hard thing to do.
Right? Like, how do you get people to learn or to see that they need to kind of upgrade their operating system?
Yeah. It's more of unlearning what we've been taught our whole lives, and that's harder than, like Mark Twain said, that it's easier to convince people of a lie than it is to convince them they were lied to, basically.
Mm-hmm. And knowing this planet and all the things that come from it, such as, DMT is found in every freaking plant. There's a little bit in everything.
It's like they see things too. You know what I'm saying? Just in a different way than we do. They must, right?
Yeah. And all this is illegal, so we don't have access. I mean, we do, but they don't want us going the natural route. Because I know people who've done shrooms, DMT, and it doesn't happen all the time. But if it's the right mix, you can come back into your life and have a completely different reaction to everything that you normally would have, which is everything that you are.
Yeah, absolutely.
It heals you.
It's funny that like everything natural is a sin. You know what I'm saying? Everything that comes naturally and everything that's natural, it's a sin. But taking pharmaceutical drugs that have crazy chemicals in them that are known to have look at all these side effects that go along with it: diarrhea, nausea, it could be death, suicidal thoughts. That's legal. But something that doesn't do all that, which actually can help you, is illegal. I mean, if people can't look at that and just see that it's completely inverted, then
right? Yeah, it's an inverted world. It's insane. It's so inverted, and it's all kind of becoming seen. We're all figuring that shit out, and it's not all of us. It's like I think we're the head. Like we're the front line.
Yeah.
Soon, when shit crumbles, people are going to be looking at us to help explain. Because there's going to be people like, who the fuck? Who's going to tell me why this is happening?
Right. And the people that have been listening are going to be like, oh, they were right. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, obviously, we're never going to be 100% right because a lot of knowledge comes through experience. You know what I mean? But you get that feeling that something's right. You just know. So you kind of try to break it down in a way And then, you always say, like, this is a possibility, because if you say it's a definite and then it doesn't come true, then your credibility kind of gets shot too.
Exactly.
But I mean, we hit the nail on the head for a lot of things. I've been watching Demon Hunters a lot, dude, and they talk about Sky Dome Atlantis. And basically what they're saying is that the demiurge or Lucifer or whatever you want to call it has the natural firmament has gone a little bit above that and created, like, in our terms, like a smart dust dome that is just sending us horrible things, you know what I mean? And they're trying to cut off like the natural, like godlike, what do you want to call it? Like waves that would be coming to us.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we're seeing all this crazy stuff going on, like normalization of pedophilia and transhumans and all this crazy stuff. And they're saying that, and that's what the ISS, the space station is. They're basically there to like give out this holographic image of what they want us to see. Wow. That's what that space station really is. And they're working right below Sky Dome Atlantis, which would be Lucifer's smart dust dome, and they're shooting out like our reality is skewed, man. But the way this dude breaks it down, at first I was like, I believe in far-fetched things, so and I kept listening. I'm like, and then they show it to us through all this predictive programming, dude. They show it to us. I'll send you a link to that, dude, because it's on beforeitsnews.com. So it's like something they put on BitChute, because like a lot of that stuff they won't let on YouTube. But this dude breaks it down and shows you, and I'm like, holy fuck, dude, I think this dude is right. Wow. Because if you look at all the ancient like drawings of like what the world is, they all talk about the firmament and how it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, and then I started thinking about like the Nordic tribes and how they believed that there was the Midgard serpent that circled the world.
Wow.
The serpent that eats his tail. That's his dome, dude. That's that smart dust dome. That's the serpent that's on the outside of the natural firmament. And I'm like, holy fuck, dude. They all knew. They all felt it because, dude, their pineal glands didn't have a bunch of fluoride rushing to it on a daily basis. So they were open to that shit.
100%. They didn't have any chemicals in the air or whatever getting in the way.
And then we see what Catholicism really is these days, right? Like the leadership of it. And what do? They go out to all these places, Nordic tribes and stuff, and force this belief system on them to let go of that one.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because they know that ancient knowledge is what it is. So, and then they would just burn you at the stake, and they'd make examples out of people. And then people are like, nope, we believe in what you say. You see what I'm saying?
Dude, what do you think about this, man? I walked into my
shit in the bud back then, dude.
They did. And I walked in after whatever, doing everything I did today. And my roommate was talking to somebody on the phone, on speakerphone. And it was like perfect timing for me to hear what this guy was dropping. This guy went to India for 4 years, and he was mind blown at how there was a Buddhist church, a Hindu church, and then a Christian church. Rows for rows. And they would pay you to leave your religion to go and be Christian. They'd pay you. Yeah, they would literally pay you. So what I walked into, that's what he eventually got to. But he was saying, and I was stoked that he was telling this to my roommate, because I was telling him this, how the Bible, in a very similar sense, is like the mainstream media, and how it was manipulated to control people. And those 14 books were removed. So, but what else, and what were they teaching? And
there's stuff that we don't know that was never put in there, bro.
Never. And so, so now here's where I want to get your take on this, because we're entering biblical times. And this guy was saying, even the prophecies that are in there were planted in there to fool us.
Dude, that's what I've been saying, because they knew that they could make them come true, which would further people's belief into that system. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They know they can make that come true. They know they can make it look like it's like seriously happening.
Yep.
So therefore, people are like, oh, it has to be true. You know what I'm saying? And then what happens is our perception, they want us to buy into all of it. They don't care which one we buy into. Like Max Spears said, they don't care which one we buy into, as long as we put our all into it, because then we are stuck on that 3-dimensional plane and we can't ascend to that 5th dimension. And hey, listen, Timothy G, all right. I know you said, yeah, he watched a video and he knows it's true, the old storyteller boogeyman. But look, man, that's how people get their information out. You know what I'm saying? So they put their experiences and what they know.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they express themselves, is through video, so we can see. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that we can't take it as law, but when you start watching things and seeing certain things, you know, you start taking in little piece by piece, and then you put it together for yourself. We have the ability to do that.
We do.
Our brains are amazing supercomputers. We have the ability to feel what's right and what's wrong, and then sift through it all and be like, oh,
yeah,
this sounds like it's right. You know what I mean? And then once you get millions of people agreeing on that, you know, not forcefully, but like, hey, what do you think about this? And then they start putting it together and they get kind of the same concept. Then, I mean, you know, we were given these brains and pineal glands for a reason, man.
Yeah, it's huge. We're all co-creating this world, and it seems like at one point it was a teeter-totter. It was imbalanced, and the dark side was winning for so long. And it seems like right now we're entering a time where it's kind of like when you pop a pimple, it's gonna hurt, and you gotta squeeze out all that shit, you know.
Yeah.
And and maybe
that's a perfect analogy, dude.
Right?
You gotta get that shit out, and it'll heal. It'll heal. You know?
Right.
There might be scars, but you know what? You'll know how to deal with it the next time.
People are saying we're going to get those rolling blackouts soon. And I spoke with somebody from, he's a really good friend actually, and he's in Scotland. And he was so confident in saying what was about to go down that he even convinced my roommate in a way. And but this is what he thinks. We're not going to enter into an election. It's just not going to happen. It's going to get postponed.
I've been feeling it. That's why I've been saying, if we make it to the election, dude, I don't know. See, they know, the other side knows that we're figuring things out, and the balance is coming back our way. So they're going to throw everything they can at us, man.
Everything.
And that's what, yeah. And that's what that's why I showed people that video. And I know it was like real, like, damn, dude, like if they're trying to do that, like some people felt helpless, but I did that for a reason. I wanted them to feel that, because then you overcome that, like Joe Dispenza did. He overcame that depression and helplessness, and then he went to work. Mm-hmm. I did that for a reason, because we need to feel that sometimes. We get a little too comfortable. And, you know, and then I told people, like, that's why BLM and all them are in the streets in condensed areas and cities, because they're scaring good people into staying inside, and they don't want anything to do with that. And when you're inside with just you and your family, if they come knocking at your door, you don't have anybody to back you up. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Those are their frontline workers, dude.
I know, they're seriously getting paid.
People away from each other.
They've got people who hate America. That's so crazy. There's Americans who hate America because it's not what they want it to be, because it's not what they were told it should be. Like, it's crazy. It's
if you can play a sport from high school and get millions and millions of dollars, this is probably one of the freest places you're going to get. You know what I'm saying? It's not better anywhere else. I can tell you that much. You may think it is. You may have seen some fantasized things in movies and stuff, but
yeah,
you can keep running and running and running from your problems, but those problems are internal. You know what I'm saying? Just like this whole republic as a whole, the problems are internal. And if we don't all figure it out together, then it's going to be a war, man. It's going to be a war.
And it kind of is, like, we don't get to see it, but there's war happening, you know?
Well, I just have the worst feeling that it's going to be a point where we have no choice but to see it and be a part of it. Like, they're going to force us into that. You know what I'm saying? They haven't dealt with Trump being president for these 4 years. You think if he wins again, they're going to be like, okay, well, we give up. No, dude, they're going to go overtime. They're going overtime right now.
And it seems like the patriots behind Trump, the powerful ones, the ones who wanted to bring America back, are expecting this. So that's their battle. It's like, how do they do this? How do they drain the swamp without, killing themselves in the process? Because you got to go careful. But it seems like Trump has control but I don't know about Soros and them. I don't know, like, who else is out there able to fuck shit up? Who else is
a lot of people out there that we don't see.
Yeah, exactly.
Soros is one of them frontmen who's doing damage. but there's also people out there that are doing a lot of damage that we don't know about.
Yeah,
and they got enough. They have enough money for us not to know about them. You know what I'm saying?
100%, dude. So there's so much weirdness because now people are looking forward to something very positive, like a 5D ascension or NESARA, GESARA, where, you know, pretty much all the wealth gets back into the hands of the people. Yeah. Or then you get the pushback from the New World Order. Because, you know, guys, like the Denver airport was supposed to be the capital of the United States after the whole Agenda 21, right?
Oh.
That's why it's so fanatical.
That's a weird place. Dude.
Fanatical. They got the horse with the red eyes, and then
dude. They got some like real telling. Did you see the one picture of all the little kids from every different country with masks on? Oh. And that was painted like years ago, dude.
I didn't know they had that.
Yeah, dude. It's a mural on their wall.
It's a bunch of kids,
and they got all like different ethnicities, different race, their roots, their clothing on, and they all have a mask on with their flag on the mask.
Wow,
pretty sure the flag's on the mask, but I mean that was a couple years ago. Like, come on.
I know that. How long?
And then the 2012 Olympics where they did the whole ceremony with the kids in the beds, and then I mean, dude, they give it to us. They have to. That's part of their whole thing. Is they're told that they have to show it to us.
Yep. It's a Luciferian thing. And then think about those then who weren't for that plan, who saw. And then thought, because from what I learned, I posted this somewhere and I might have shown us on the last one. There's a gentleman talking to a group of folks and said he spilled some beans saying that when Obama was president, they were going to do a coup. They were going to attempt a coup because of all the fuckery he was up to. But then last minute, they changed the plan because they spoke with Donald Trump and he was down to run.
Oh.
Yeah.
I heard something about they were going to do a coup with Obama.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know I didn't know that was the gist of it.
They really wanted to destroy the United States. Fentanyl, which is killing so many freaking people, so many, left and right. That's because of the deals Obama made. Yeah,
absolutely, dude.
It's insane.
They allow it in here because not only do they make money off of it, but they get their fulfillment because people are dying. So it's like a ritualistic thing at the same time. Yeah, dude. They're sadistic, dude.
What are we living in, fool? What is this?
This is it's hell on earth.
Yeah,
it's hell on earth. That channel Net Most Wanted. I was watching. He was like, look. This is where the fallen angels were cast to. This is where Lucifer was cast to. This was his punishment. This is their playground. That's why they're trying to keep us here because they're like, oh, you think you're going to ascend? No, this is our area. We get this finite 3-dimensional world, and we have to stay here. And we're going to keep as many people staying here as we can. And that's why people like. They cross that line and they're like, well, look, I'll sell my soul for these riches, you know,
to enjoy my time here, just like the guy in the Matrix who wanted to come back off stage. Shit. Yeah.
So when you die, that spirit, that energy that is you is just going to go into another being. You see what I'm saying? They don't 100%. Want us to ascend. So they put all these flashy things in our face.
100%.
A lot of people that have it bad are like, yeah, of course I'm going to take that.
Yeah.
Not realizing that struggle that they went through ultimately is going to lead to greater things, you know. It's Max, the long game. We got to play the long game, man.
We do, and we have been. You know, we've probably come back multiple times to be able to hear the knowledge we hear now. Like, don't go toward the light. Like Max Spears was saying, don't go toward the light when you die, because that's the machine that's going to send you right back.
Yeah, man. That's you coming out the birth canal again.
Literally, bro.
Yeah.
Wow,
how scary is that?
That's kind of trippy, right? Yeah.
How scary is that? That light that you see is just you coming back out as a baby. And that's why they say that's why they cry so much, because they're like, fuck, I can't even say it. And then you forget about it. It's funny that children, like, when they start to learn how to talk, they can't tell you what all that stuff they were trying to tell you before was. They have no recollection of what that was. They just know of that time and then beyond.
That's deep, bro.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah, I just overwhelmed myself with that
one. Me too.
I'm like, man,
whoa, bro. No, yeah.
When my daughter was born, I looked at her and I'm like, listen, I don't know if that's true. And I explained to her what we just talked about. I said, but if it is, I'm going to get you there this time, you know? And like, she smiled at me. I'm like, dude, she smiled at me. She knows. She hears what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. She felt, saw and heard, you know. I think when you're that You just communicate with images, telepathy. You know, when
Yeah, dude. They're
my daughter, when
definitely
she came
tripping
out,
hard.
she was just looking. She was just looking everywhere. She didn't even cry. She was just like eyeballing the whole room.
Yeah. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So weird. Have you ever watched the movie Lucy with Scarlett Johansson?
Oh, I vaguely remember it.
So what these Chinese dudes figure out is that the chemical that's released into the baby right at birth that gives them that lets their imagination go and starts their brain functioning and stuff.
DMT.
I think that was the concept of it, but they learned how to extract that out of pregnant women right then and then synthesize it. And it was like this blue crystal. And then what they did is they kidnapped these 4 people and they cut them open and sewed that inside of them, that kilo of whatever that was.
What?
And then one of the Chinese dudes was trying to violate Scarlett Johansson, and she wouldn't have it. So then they kicked the shit out of her, and that bag broke open in her, and like she went from using the 13% that they say or 10% to 20, then to 40, and like, dude, she was just, when she got to 100, she was omnipresent, dude. Like she could like give people messages from her through their cell phone, but you couldn't see her. She was just everywhere.
Yo,
It
dude.
was it was a real.
Dude, before the internet and phones and shit, you had people that would just, do things without them and get more in tune. And like one guy in particular, and there's many like this. Jesus was definitely one of them.
Yeah.
Swami, right? Swami Sri Yukteswar was Paramahansa Yogananda's teacher. This guy was such a meditator that he would map out what he saw in the cosmos, come back down, draw it out, 50 years later be proven true. And the things he would do also was go visit friends while meditating. He'd go visit friends, and they would see him, and then they would be tripping like, wait a second, how are you 300 miles away from home? And then the next day he'd be, just able to prove that, he was able to go back and forth just astrally.
Dude,
crazy.
That's what I mean. They force these limitations on us. And that's why like monks in them, like they're not made fun of, but it's like, oh, you really want to go and do that? You know what I'm saying? And like when you can have all this that you got, you know what I mean? And like obviously we all choose like, no, fuck that. We want, we want the computers, baby. But that's what all this was generally made for, these TVs, and that's why they're made so cheap now. You can get a 60-inch screen TV for $300, dude. You can get a laptop for $150. You can get a smartphone for $100, and you're set, dude. You got the whole world. You can see the whole world from your computer. Why do you need to go out and do it? That was the distraction that they want us sucked into this. And ultimately, I think that like the evil comes from like an artificial intelligence basis. You know what I'm saying? Like Lucifer uses artificial intelligence. And if you think of the name, it's an inversion of intelligence. It's artificial intelligence. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
And that's why, and like, that's what David Icke talks about a lot, is like they went from cell phones being as heavy as a brick, and then they started trying to make them real small. Remember the Razor? And then they made them big again, like a computer in your hand. And now you got Google Watches or Google Glasses, smart watches, and now you got Neuralink with Elon Musk. And Elon Musk is like, AI is our enemy, this and that. And then even when he was talking about Neuralink, he's like, I know I said AI is the enemy, but this here is for good. Like, and I even said it in my video. I'm like, yeah, the one that connects to the neurons in your brain, that one's okay, but don't fuck with the Google Glasses or anything. Like, are you kidding me, dude? You want to hook that shit up to my brain? And it's proved that it helps people with like dementia and stuff like that. So it works, but to what end? Like they're firing neurons with a button. So all they would have to do is say kill. You know what I'm saying? And you might be like, oh, and they might play the long game with that one. Like it'll take a year, and then then you'll just be blamed for it. It had nothing to do with neuro. You see what I'm saying? Like they could.
I think
they slip in with niceness. Like evil's not going to come at you as this ugly demon unless it's just pissed off and it doesn't have a host yet. So it's just going to fuck with you while it's in your house or wherever. But it's going to come to you as this beautiful, all shining, like savior type. And then when you let it in the door, that's when you got the fang holes in your neck, dude, because you're the one that let it in, and it's real cunning.
And the symbolism with Apple, it's the apple bitten.
Yeah, dude. Exactly.
So there, it's crazy.
Chrome is the 666. It's like,
man, dude, this is nuts. I truly believe there's so much more that we are not told, that if we knew, I don't think any of us would, but a lot of people would short circuit.
yeah.
They would, their brains would just like, no, I can't. Like the other day, I tried to tell this dude about adrenochrome, and you can't go full reptilian right away. You can't go full adrenochrome. And I did. And this is what happened. Like I told him, I'm like, well, don't you know about adrenochrome? He's like, what is that? I said, well, the elites drink it. It's like blood from fearful children and babies. And he's all, stop. And then and that was it, dude. And we had to talk about something else. And I was like,
people don't want to go that far, man. They don't want to go that far.
Yeah, and I'm like, I just went there, but dude, I mean, I planted a seed in that, and hopefully it kind of like will blossom.
Sometimes you gotta germinate the seed and then put it in, like you did, because that was such a hard hit to him that he's gonna think about it later on, and he's gonna type it in. He's gonna Google adrenochrome, and it's gonna show him. He's gonna be like, what the fuck?
Dude, low key, I was thinking, because he's traveling up north and then he's moving to Tennessee, and like he said he was voting for Biden, and I was like, bro, you're voting for Biden? And then we asked him why, and he's like, he's going to be tough on China. I'm like, Trump is known for being very tough on China. Do you know that? He sold rice to China?
Do they not listen to what he can't come out with full sentences, man. I'm not even trying to pick on the guy. Like, there's something going on there. Either that or he's playing a real good game so he can't get in trouble for that Ukrainian shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Ice cream and
I know, right? Yeah,
swimming. Just some off the wall shit.
He might even
either playing the good act, or he's seriously something's going on there.
I have a feeling something's going on there, and it's almost like they don't have anybody better at all. Like, he has a history, and people will think, oh yeah, okay, he's linked to Obama, so maybe he would. But
a lot of people, that's what a lot of people are going off of, is like, oh, he was the vice president with Obama, so he knows what he's doing. He's been in politics for 30 years, hasn't done a damn thing except signed in the crime bill, which put people in jail for fucking weed for years, mandatory minimums.
Yeah, it's crazy. The thing is, this guy was so smart and beautiful in the sense that, like, he was all about freedom of speech, freedom of thought. He was like, yo, if you want to believe reptilians are real and are alive, that's cool, so long as we're not hurting each other, and I think that's the problem. And I'm thinking, dude, yeah, bro, absolutely. Like, he's totally on the level, but this is the problem. He's only getting like the top foam because, like, he was like, I used to be very political. What does that mean? I used to read a lot of articles online, and then I just got over it and thought, both sides are wrong. And then so that position, what does the world look like to someone who doesn't give a fuck? Well, he's probably going to just swipe and see the headlines and then just continue on with his day.
Yeah. That's what they bank on, dude. And that's why all those people that are like fighting for this Green New Deal stuff, they have the right intentions. You know what I'm saying? They have the right intentions, and that's how they got them.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's how they got them. So we're all kind of fighting for the same goal, but they don't see the evil that's involved behind all of what they're going for,
Right? There's people now who want to hashtag save the children, and they're being called racist.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously.
And that's the thing we got to remember. These are our brothers and sisters. A lot of them were totally on the Bernie train. We're probably going to vote for Hillary. And a lot of those folks have transferred over onto the Trump train because they're seeing it. They're realizing what's really going down. So don't lose hope, folks. There's always a possibility. Your mom or dad who might be completely liberal, there's something in there that they'll be able to. I think everyone can wake up, man. Seriously.
Yeah, absolutely. It just people need to be shown instead of told. You know what I mean? That I think that was kind of the whole thing with him letting the governors take control of things, so you could see the tyranny in them.
Yeah, the 100%, dude. Yeah. That he wanted everyone to wake up. I mean, and it probably wasn't even Trump, dude. He's probably told to do this. Like, it's probably the best advice he was given by a group of geniuses who were thinking, how are we going to take America back? Because we're being controlled and overtaken. It's almost like Thomas Jefferson and all those guys got together again and tried to find a way for us to be independent.
Yeah. Help. Well, Max Spears said that like even people from the fifth dimension or beings from the fifth dimension are manifesting down here because things have just gotten out of hand and they need to kind of help things along. And he's saying that, you know, people are saying like Trump could possibly have that in him that he, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. It could be a lot of it.
Like the Jared Kushner thing really bugs me, dude. Because Kushner, he's definitely part of all that other shit, dude.
He seems pretty mole-like.
Yeah, he's a slick fucker. You can tell he's a greasy fucker. He is. So he's smart. He's very intelligent. That guy, like he knows.
That's Ivanka's man, right?
Yeah. But there's a part of me that says Trump told Ivanka, like, hey, listen, you got to take one for the team, babe. You have to marry him because he's our in with all that.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Dude, the Zionists truly believe that they are using all of us, all different Muslims, us, Christians, all that for their greater good. They're going to pin us all against each other while they don't have to lift a finger. And and dude, when like these things that I'm watching of these rabbis talking, I'm like, damn, dude, they really think that. They really believe that shit. They don't like us.
They don't.
They like those hardcore ones. They don't like us at all. They think we're dirt, dude.
Yeah.
And people need to see that. People need to see that part of it because then they'll be like, well, wait, you know. And then I get a lot of people saying, well, it's just the Zionists, you know, and they've like kind of made themselves. They're calling themselves Jews, you know. And yeah, I get that, but they've also made a lot of regular Jewish people believe what they believe. I was watching this lady on the bus, just some lady that definitely isn't an elite Zionist, saying like she was talking to someone that wasn't from Israel, wasn't Jewish, you know, like you work for us, you're our slave. And I'm like, whoa, dude, it's even normal people like that follow that faith that are, you know,
that's a wild belief to have on other humans on this planet.
Right.
That sounds
but look at what's happening here with the radical left. It's the same concept.
Same extremely. I mean? Yeah. So, dude, I've been looking into star seeds, and figuring out like which each one means. So there's like one thing I've been coming across is how. Remember, you said you had this thought, or like you heard you were reptilian before.
Yeah.
There are good and bad reptilians out there. And there are mixture of star seed also. Like you can be Lyrian and a little bit of reptilian, or reptilian, a little bit of Lyrian, whatever, or Pleiadian, Andromedan. So I've been listening to the traits of reptilians, and there's great ones, but there's also the crazy ones because they were the first ones. The Dracos, they were the first ones here, so they have an entitlement. They feel like they own everything because they
don't have any empathy or sympathy, dude. Not even for each other. If one of them, like if they're done using one of them, they don't care what happens to that one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone is expendable to them, even themselves. That's why they're so dangerous.
And they keep on being born back into the same bloodline because that's it. It's their soul connected to it, so then they can continue doing the work.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. But not all of them are bad. Not all of them are bad. Many come to understand what it is that they've got to eradicate. I mean, I don't really understand how further it goes, but yeah, I know.
It's so much deeper than we can ever fathom, dude. Because it's not what we consider ancient is like 6,000 years ago. You say ancient to them, they're thinking 150,000 years. You know what I'm saying? Because things have just been going on that long. Like that. This universe is very old. You know what I mean?
Old. And there's a multiverse. It's like I have seen my life change so dramatically when I really focus on when I really focus. And we all can do that. We're all so powerful. I think that's what they took out of the Bible, of course, is showing that we're all gods in a way. And some people are like, man, that's crazy. That's crazy.
No, we have the ability to be demigod somewhat, you know what I'm saying? Like we obviously have limitations because we have this carbon human vehicle. We're working with right now. But the energy inside of us, that's where like we could push ourselves to do amazing things. And we see that.
Yeah.
You know, even with people that play sports, some of them dudes do amazing shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like, how can you even jump that high and far all in one shot? You know what I mean? Because you're pushing yourself. So they broke that limitation. But I think that we can break. I think that we can break most of these limitations and do things you couldn't even dream of. You see in the movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like
And
telepathy's real.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
100%.
I've been thinking about someone, and then they'll call me like 2 seconds later.
Mm-hmm.
That's a telepathic community. Our energy was, like they were focused on getting a hold of me. I felt that, and I knew it was coming. I felt their name popped in my mind, and then boom, you know. So it's definitely possible.
Totally.
And that's something we're told that is just, you know, fantasy, and you know.
Yeah, we're not taught to pay attention to what potential thoughts might mean or be, or some of them are just junk mail, junk thoughts, but some of them come with a different flavor, come with an image. For different people, it could come with a smell. Like one day I was thinking about a scenario, and it had to do with two friends. And then later that night, that scenario was happening with those two friends, and it wouldn't have been anything anyone could guess. It was just like I saw it, and then they let it be known. They even sent me videos of them doing it, and I was just like, "What the fuck?" Like I thought of that happening 7 hours ago.
Yeah, that's crazy. Dude,
and it's like we're not
what?
We're just not taught. We're not taught.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. We're taught that that's just a pass through thought. Like, don't even, you know what I mean? We're not, and that's what they used to teach people back in the day, is to focus on that stuff. You know what I mean? Because we're pulling that. It's like this whole world is like, what do they call the cloud? This whole world is the cloud. And what we're doing is we're pulling the things that we think of, we're pulling that out of the air. It's there already, and we're pulling it in, and then, you know, sending it back out.
Big time.
And then artificial intelligence has the cloud through the internet. So all this stuff, like our connection right now, is through a bunch of lines going somewhere, which is crazy because you're 3,000 miles away and we can talk like we're right next to each other.
Isn't that crazy?
So that's the artificial cloud. The natural cloud is what we pull those thoughts out of, you know what I mean? And if we can learn to use that, and I think that's what Tesla was ultimately talking about, where you could pull energy out of the air because it's there.
Yeah.
It has to be there.
Also, the Akashic Records is what they would refer to as kind of like the library of where you can access any kind of energetic information. And it's kind of like where psychics pull their information from.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I really want to get into those. I've stayed away from them just because I've been so busy with other things, but it keeps like popping up like on my YouTube feed, Akashic Records. And I'm like, you know what? So last night I was like, I got to look into that and like really get into it. And because that's the stuff we're taking away from. That's what all this distraction is from all that ancient knowledge, man. They don't want us knowing that stuff.
They don't.
And then they want us to think that it's like just fantasy and yada, 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 to the point where they'll even put stuff out there to make like even people's religious beliefs sound kind of fanatical. You know what I'm saying? Like it's, they don't care. They'll even do that just to keep you away from all that stuff. But my wife the other night was upstairs and she was thinking about men dressed in black. And like, she got like real overwhelmed. And then she came downstairs and I was like, hey, you got to watch this. And it was that Trump interview with Laura Ingraham where he's talking about those guys dressed in black getting on the plane. And she was like, what the fuck? She was like, that's why I came down. And like, I was overwhelmed. I had to like, and I was like, that's crazy. Like she was just thinking about that. And then boom, I showed her that. And that's what kicked my ass into gear to make that last video. Not the one I just made, but the one before. I'm like, yeah, it's coming, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because something's coming, man. Something even bigger than what's been happening is coming. I just want all of us to be ready for that. You know what I mean? And have each other's backs, you know?
Yeah, we do. We should get prepared. I mean, it'd be stupid to even know of these potentials that could happen and not do anything about it.
Yeah, dude. If it's a
it's not gonna hurt us to stock up on water and food and rice and beans and maybe have a gun or something, you know?
Yeah, and you know, have someone that you can call with like a back alley passage to their house in case you guys need to team up. Like seriously, man, get with people that are around you that can feel it too and say, hey, look, man. we got to put everything else aside. We need to make some sort of little plan in case they do come knocking at the door. We can head out the back door and come to your place, and then we can all get out of there. And then ultimately, we should all come up with a place like, hey, look, let's meet in the woods in fucking Maine somewhere, you know what I mean? And have 1,000 of us, and then we're ready to go, you know what I mean? But
big time.
Yeah, seriously, man, because if okay, there's always the possibility that it won't come to that, and great, but we were ready for that to happen, which means that we're ultimately ready for anything to happen.
Big time. Yeah, I know.
We have to be.
That's the way we're headed. It's better to be safe than sorry. I really think we'll be, I can't tell anymore, man. There's too many left and right info pieces coming out that kind of make me hopeful and then make me freaked out. Like this George Soros saying about China.
That's the distraction, man.
Yeah, it is.
That's another belief system, political system. They want us to buy into all of that.
And you just see it and you're like, whoa.
When none of that means anything, when there's a bunch of dudes knocking on your door with guns telling you, hey, you're going to inject this in your arm, or we have a nice little camp you can go to.
Well, what I mean,
you know what I mean? None of that shit matters when they knock on your door, dude.
And that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing news articles showing, like in the United States, they're going to start coming. And what was it, Kentucky or some random state? Idaho. No. Idaho is the first one to dip out of the whole mask.
Then it's Kentucky. Oh yeah, it is Kentucky.
Maybe I read it.
It's right. Kentucky. Someone emailed me and said, yeah, in our state in Kentucky. That's crazy, man.
Yeah. All right. And at some point, it's like looking at your dad, like, Trump, are you gonna let this happen? You gonna let this happen, Dad?
I know. And then we can't talk to him. We can't talk to him like us talk to him. Like, dude, come on, man, don't do that.
Right.
Like where you could really get through to him. He's listening to trickled down voices of us through some political person that speaks for us, you know, that doesn't say anything that what we're saying, because it's just all conspiracy. Until you hear that knock on your door, it's not conspiracy anymore. It's fact, you know?
Yeah.
It's scary. It's scary to think about, man.
Yeah, it's scary to think about. I don't think it'll ever get there. I don't think it ever will. I really hope not. But the potential is there if there's ever a stronghold on the New World Order's side. We don't know what they've got up their sleeve.
I think that's like a backup plan that they have. Yeah. Like in order, like, okay, hey, look, if our plans do go through, then we're definitely going to do this too. Because why not? You know what I mean? That's just part of what they do.
100%. And it's happening all around. Like, look at Australia. It's getting creepier over there, man.
Dude, I just watched this video of like this citizen journalist guy, but he's well known. And they were just knocking on his door. They're like, open your door. He's like, what are you here for? And it was police, and there was like 6 of them. They're like, open your door. He's like, if you tell me what you're here for, I'll open the door and talk to you, but tell me why you're going crazy. Like, we have a warrant. He's like, a warrant from what? You have to tell me. And then ultimately they bust down his door and he was taping the whole thing and tackled him. And like, I was so mad watching that.
I saw that. Dude. I saw that video. He was above the balcony looking down. Yeah. And then he came down. He's like, don't break my fucking door, mate. And they fucking rammed it. Yeah, dude, that was shocking.
Dude, yeah, that's definitely like shock value, dude. I was shocked. I was like, and I was mad. I'm like, no, dude, they can't do that. But they're doing it. They're doing it. Especially and they don't care what people think or say. Yeah. And if you look at their tactics, they have power in numbers. And that's why they're trying to get, that's why I ultimately say, like, all these people are in the street burning shit down, because it's scaring people to stay inside by themselves with their little family, because they ultimately want to keep your family safe. But then when 10 of them knock on your door, what are you and your children and your wife going to do? You know, and maybe you have an uncle at the house at the time. Right. But what are you going to do when they have crazy tactical gear, weaponry? What are you going to do? And that's why I said, if it does happen, just be ready for that. Have a bug out plan, dude, and jump out the back window and get the hell out of Dodge, dude, and just have someone that you can call, man. Seriously. Yeah. If they what they're doing in Australia is a test run for what they want to do everywhere.
That's what our homies are saying in the chat too. Yeah, like Merowyn is saying that
Australia's a precursor. Absolutely, dude.
In Rhode Island, they're trying to get her to sign a permission slip so that they can test her kid or kids, all the kids at the school whenever they want.
Yeah, dude.
There's nothing even to test for. This is such an obvious thing. Did you see the video I posted? I posted a video of, maybe it was a drive-through test me for COVID with the nose thing. Oh shit! I've seen it before, but this was just worse. Yeah, man, they gotta do it on each side. Shove it way up, and this girl's like, she's like holding her hand from like slapping her hand away because she was in so much pain, and then they rotate it.
Dude, I feel like, yeah, that's what they did to my wife because she had to have surgery.
Oh, she got that
like, both nostrils, dude. And I'm like,
oh, is that like the weirdest feeling in the world? Is it pain?
Yeah, but it's a disgusting feeling is what it is.
Oh,
but it's like that rough swab hitting your mucous membranes and shit. Oh my God. And they hit they're going all the way up, dude. Like that thing's like this long.
Oh man, I don't know about that.
Dude, what I thought, I'm like, damn, dude, what if they're giving people some type of virus on those?
Well, I thought that too. Yeah. What if there's something on there? Or what I heard also was that they were trying to find out who was part of the bloodline. They're trying to find, like, scavenge.
That's what I think 23andMe is about, dude.
That too.
They want to know who has certain bloodlines, because if all hell goes, if everything goes to shit on their end, they want to know who they can manipulate to breed again to have that bloodline going.
Dude.
You know what's crazy, dude? I'm telling you, I watched all of American Horror Stories in these last 3 weeks, dude, and they're fucking telling us. Watch those dude. It goes from the cult one all the way to the Armageddon one, or I don't know if it's Armageddon, but Apocalypse.
Wait, which movie or show?
It's the show American Horror Story.
Oh yes, dude.
But you go all the way from Murder House, but dude, once they get to the witchcraft one, and then they do the cult one, and then they go to the Apocalypse one, and I'm like, dude, are they gonna try to do this? And you know what the craziest shit is, dude? That's why I was feeling the September thing. I was already feeling this September was gonna be bad.
Yeah, dude.
And then when I played the first episode in Apocalypse, which is the last one they have on Netflix, which is the last season, it said only available till September 24th. Real quick, it blinked on the screen and then went off, and I'm like, what the fuck? So then I went through all the other seasons, and none of them say that. So I'm like, are they trying to give us like and September 23rd is like this big date in prophecy where like the apocalypse is supposed to happen. And I'm like, only available to September 24th. Are they trying to tell us something like without, you know what I'm saying?
Here's what I'm thinking. Cause there's check this out. NESARA GESARA was supposed to happen all throughout the 90s. It was called the Farmers Act before it was evolved into something greater. But
Bill Clinton actually signed it in, dude.
He did?
And they kind of just didn't let people know, and they kind of scammed money from it. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
What a thug. So like, then it was supposed to go down again, 2001. And it's almost like they know when this shit's going to go and start the new world. And then they do something crazy to create their own world of fear. Because supposedly this NESARA GESARA was supposed to happen on September 11th, 2001.
Today.
2001, yeah, which is today, September 11th. And then, well, we saw what happened. It completely, and that's where, yeah. So now, why I bring that up is
where that 23 trillion went.
Exactly, or 2.3 trillion, yeah.
Or 2.3 trillion, yeah. Sorry.
Right. 2.3 trillion is a lot of money. That's
an insane amount of money, dude. That could run the world.
Run the world, run it, and now it's almost we're at September 11th. They say NESARA GESARA was supposed to kick in this month. Some people are saying September 17th.
17th.
You heard 17th? So, okay, now that coincides. The deep state's going to want to fuck something up again. That's why we're getting the intuition that they're going to try and do something crazy.
So we feel it.
I really hope October comes and it's like
we're pulling that energy out.
Yeah.
And even I was a little bit shook, dude. Like, damn, dude, they have the ability to do some real crazy shit.
Dude, remember the invisible
And like, what if that blast in Beirut was like a test on one of their little bombs that they could put in a city just to see how much damage it would do, and they don't care about Beirut or what? I don't know. But all these things go through my mind, dude. And I'm like, damn, man. Like, if you're in a condensed area,
I know.
I want to think about a way out.
I'm in West Hollywood, man. I kind of want to get it. I mean, coming here, I could feel my vibration lower. It sucks. I was in Florida in a nice air conditioned room, all zenned out, making dope movies. And now I'm here and it's like, oh, what? I'm coughing now because of the air. You see like white dust everywhere.
Hit that thumbs up button, guys. Yeah.
Hit that thumbs up button, guys. Share it if you can too.
But you ultimately feel a higher vibration in Florida then?
I did. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
See, that's why we're drawn to Florida, man. That's why
Yeah, I know. I really might go back. I don't know. I don't want to. I don't know if I want to stay here, man. This is icky, sticky. It feels like I can't breathe anywhere. I can't breathe anywhere. I sound like them.
And it'd be nice. It'd be nice if like we had that option, but that's also why they keep us in debt so much, because they don't want us to be able to move around at will. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like, oh, hey, something's happening here. Let's just pack up and go. We got the money for it. They don't want you having the money for that. They want you confined to certain areas. Think about the Hunger Games, how they had sectors 1 through 12, you know?
Yeah.
Like, right now we're kind of in 11, you know, while they're at number 1, and they can do whatever they want out here because it's really not going to directly affect them unless we just stop working their factories and stuff. And
right.
They don't want that. See, that's why I think they won't get rid of us like that, because who's going to be there to work all their stuff? You know what I mean? They don't want to do that stuff. They want the ability to play with absolutely no consequence.
Yeah. Kevin Speaks says there should be more people probably, but the notification won't even let us get into this live chat. That's what someone said earlier in the beginning. It was hard for them to get into the live chat. It's kind of weird.
People couldn't even hit the link on my video. They had to like go to the channel and then hit videos, and then because I left a link in a poll, and some people are like, I hit the link, but it just won't take me there.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
and it's funny that it's like that's the video that I'm like, I want everyone to see this because it's uplifting and we're uniting, and I want people to see this. And then so there was like a little 30-second clip of some video that was on the CE channel, but NBC has rights to it. So every country but the USA and Canada were allowed to see my video. So then I hit the option to trim it, when I should have just deleted it and went and trimmed it out myself and then uploaded it. So everyone would now everyone wasn't notified. So I've been going through the works all day, going on Twitter, like, hey, have you seen my latest? Hey, have you seen my latest? Hey, have you seen leaving the link. And then I asked you to share the video because I want people to see that, because that's the part that goes with my last video. The last video was like giving you that feeling of like shit. And then this video was to make you like, yes, let's do this. Let's beat them, you know?
Precisely, dude. And that's what we're doing. We're here conversing, and it's helping other people raise their vibrations. What is this? You couldn't find my Instagram account this afternoon? Oh man. Well, I just feel like I will hold a higher vibration. I think my other account's going to have a strike, so I won't be able to post, which is actually really great because I was stressing. Like I like to make a movie once a week. And when I don't, it's like I have dishes that are filthy in my kitchen and they're just piling up. And I'm like,
Don't say that loud. My wife just looked at me like, yeah.
She's like, yeah, did you hear Nick? Did you hear him?
You guys are in on this.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
It's wild. It's wild. I am shocked at how many people in West Hollywood are wearing their masks, just walking down the street. I mean, today I could understand, but like, no, in your car, even.
In your car, dude, in your house.
What's shocking
there's a place in Texas that was like recommending that you wear them inside your house too. Like, dude, get out of here, man. The sheriff came on like a commercial type thing, was like, hey, you know, we gotta stop this. Like, we recommend you even wearing the masks in your own homes. And
yeah, wow.
Like, no, man, no, get out of here. They don't want us. They know that human interaction and human contact is what gives us that good feeling. So now they're even trying to stop that. When Fauci said that he thinks that the handshake should just be forgotten forever, I was like, dude, I can't even look at that, dude, because the anger that boils up inside me, like, I just want one good find him in a dark alley moment, dude. Just one time, dude. Like, we will rid the world of Anthony. Because he's a evil little fucker, dude. And now he's saying that he's going to help the UN kind of force the rules on the world. And he will be like their front man. He's saying this like he knows that the UN could do this. And dude, the UN is evil. The UN is
United Nations.
That takes away our individuality as other countries. You know what I'm saying? Because if UN rules, like the World Health Organization, like what do you mean the whole world has to listen to you? Like, well, we have our own way of doing things. So in a sense, in essence, like we don't even have countries anymore. We're just really UN entities. And
Yep.
it's really stupid, man. It's so stupid.
Do you think we'll ever be out of the UN? Is that something Trump wants to do?
Yeah, I think that's why he, stopped funding the World Health Organization, and he got out of the World Trade Organization too. I think ultimately he got out of that,
He did.
and that's all part of that. You know what I'm saying? He knows what's up. That's why, see, dude. But dude, I try to tell people like that's just one guy doing everything he can do, but he's bound by legalities and contracts too, to where he can't do certain things. Like look at the Durham investigation. Yeah. He's telling people on live news, these people spied on my campaign, and Obama and Biden knew about it. That's the president of the United States telling the world that these people committed treason and nothing's happening. They're bound by legalities, dude. We aren't. And as long as that Constitution says of the people, by the people, and for the people, we are ultimately in control, and we need to understand that, and we need to show them that we understand that. It's not just about knowing, it's about putting that to use. Like I told a story, like a lot of people are like, just keep your faith in God and pray and this and that. And that's great. That's a good thing to do. But I have a story about prayer. All right. So this guy, very godly man, he's on a cruise. He's on one of them Caribbean cruises, right? And he's on the back just looking at it. It's nighttime and he sees the waves and it's beautiful, and he falls off. He falls off into the water, and he's like, oh my God. But he has strong faith in God. So he prays, God, please, I know that you'll save me. I've lived my life according to what you wanted me to. Please, God, save me. So this boat comes along, and they're like, hey man, here, we're going to throw this rope to you. Just grab on, catch it. We're going to pull you up in, man. We're here to save you. He's like, no. He was like, I have faith in God. God is going to save me. I'm going to sit here and pray that he saves me. And they're like, all right, man. They pull off. A couple hours go by. A helicopter comes. They throw down the ladder. They're like, hey, grab the ladder, man. We're here to save you. And he's like, no, it's okay. I'm going to sit and pray. God's going to save me. I know I have faith in God that he'll save me. They're like, all right, man. They fly off. So ultimately the guy drowns and dies. He gets to the gates of heaven, but he's just confused. Like, why? So he finally gets to God, and he's like, God, I prayed that you were going to save me. And God was like, dude, I sent you a boat, and then I sent you a helicopter, and you didn't accept it. Like he gives us like that divine entity gives us the tools we need. We have to see what they are, and we have to use them accordingly. If we think that just prayer manifests what we need, that's what prayer is for. That's
Rugop saying, why not put faith in yourself? I like that.
Yeah. Jesus said, ask and you shall receive. So he received the boat and the helicopter.
Yeah.
But he wasn't linking the two together. You have to link those together. When you see an opportunity that is ultimately going to make things better for you, you need to seize that opportunity and then use what you have in front of you.
And how do we help people? Like, for example, that guy might have been unhealthy. He might have not had a clean pineal gland to see like the signs. Like this reminds me of my chiropractor I went to. I haven't seen him since COVID happened, but the last time I saw him was like the day before everything shut down. And the reason I'd go to him was because we heard like word on the street, this guy, like people are paying thousands of bucks to fly him out, but he doesn't do this anymore. People would go to him to get tune-ups, and he would do the same tune-up every time. And I thought at first, like, I remember having so much resistance wanting to go, but because of my ex, I ended up going. And this guy was flexing on how he had the potential. Like he just changed everyone's lives who came through, which is why he was in high demand. Oftentimes, if they wanted success and fortune, they'd get it. And it would manifest. But this is what he would always, I think I would go there to feel his vibe and to hear what he had to say. And this is what he had to say. He was saying, like, you come here and you get tuned up, and I'd look at you, you stand in front of me, and I can see, is there too much on your left or too much on your right, too much on your feminine, too much on your masculine? And I get you balanced so that you're focused, because in life, what you want, you're on a freeway. And for example, asking God for something. If you're not in tune, you're not going to know that's your right exit that you got to get off on to get what you got to get. Yeah. And so, like, for example, me moving and then seeing my new circumstances and seeing what God or myself has given myself. Well, I think I was a little poisoned by the toxins here to see clearly how much of a gift I've been given. But I didn't see it as a gift at first, and I had a struggle for the first 2 days I was here. I saw it as like something that was getting in my way. And now once I surrendered, I can now see like a beeline that, oh shit, that's exactly why I'm here.
Yeah.
So it's like,
it's a reason, you know.
Yeah.
Like God rests in the hearts of us. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's inside of us already, and that's why we're able to manifest the things that we do.
Yeah.
You just have to ask, man, and it'll be there. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true. That's it. And that kind of reminds me of Cappy and how in Cappy's final video, he stressed so much that we had to find the light within ourselves.
Yeah.
Because it seems like right now, what you discussed about kind of like the net over this dome, they're putting it on full blast. Temptations for everyone, fear for everyone.
Fear, temptation, all of it, dude. It's all right there, and it's all in your face. To the point where they're putting a thing like Cuties on Netflix, and then they're defending it that it's a cultural. It's like a thing that everyone should just accept and blah, blah, blah. And then people are like, oh, they're right. No, the fuck they're not, dude. No, they're not. They're putting it in your face because that's part of their gang ritual, dude. Yeah. That's what they do.
Yeah.
That's what they need to do. They have to do that. If they don't do that, they end up like dying in a helicopter crash. When they're done using you, when these Dracos are done using you, because you've accepted them as your body, they don't give a shit what you've done for them. They're done with you. It's over. And normally it's over when you're 33 years old.
Oh snap!
I've gone past that, so I'm safe for now. No, but seriously, man, they don't care. They don't care. You could have done a million great things for them, but if you don't have 1,000,001, if they don't want you to have 1,000,001, you're only going to have that million, dude. Yeah, and that's that limitation shit. They limit you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, that's wild, man. That's super wild. Draconian factor. In the Cube, I mentioned how, well, it's that beautiful Angelic Humanity channel. There's a 10-minute clip that talks about all that.
Cube, something came to me when I watched that. I watched it like 3 times in a row, and I'm like, that's what they want. They want us to buy into it. It doesn't matter what one it is. They're all working for the same thing because they chose this finite world. They may be immortal, but they are stuck to this finite world, so they want to suck us all into it. You know what I'm saying?
They really do. Yeah.
It's scary, dude.
Same thing happened to me when I saw that. Yeah. Huh? Same thing happened to me when I saw that. Dude. I just like
that shit showed me the light for real, dude. I was like, whoa.
I was changed.
It just makes sense. It makes perfect sense.
100%.
Perfect sense.
Yeah. It's almost, I need to watch it again because it's like almost like people who like need to have to microdose again, because like it's almost like we're fighting a system. Like it's almost like our energy can't be strong enough on its own, but it can. It just takes a lot of willpower, and they make it in this world to where we can't access our full power. So there's a lot of things we could do, like detox, clean your pineal gland.
Dude, clean your pineal gland, decalcify it, dude. Honestly, I heard that apple cider vinegar does the trick.
Yeah.
And dude, I drank a shot of it and I felt crazy. Not sick, but my head was like,
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't like it. I didn't like it. But then after about 30 minutes, I felt a little refreshed. And then I just started doing teaspoons of it. But when I heard that
yeah, it's amazing. There's also oh, you got something to say?
I just duty.
Oh, yeah. Duty call. Yeah.
It's good though. We can. I gotta wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Perfect. I know. Yeah, we're almost at almost 2 hours, right? So
yeah, almost 2 hours. Yeah. Hour and 40.
That's a great note to end off on, though. Like, there's a lot of great healing modalities out there. There's even like the concentrated oil from a pine cone, which is insane what it does in your body.
Oh.
Right. What is
people call it turpentine, but people say, "Oh, you're drinking turpentine," but actually, Owen Benjamin was talking about that, and he got some, and he was like, "Dude," he was like, "I can see the patterns."
Yes.
He was like, that stuff really flushes you out. I recommend recommend people don't drink turpentine. Get that, what you're talking about. It's like a concentrated thing out of the pine cone.
Yeah. Oh,
it's strong, dude.
I know someone here in LA who has a fabulous detox, which is incorporating that. And then there's oil of oregano, but 100% pure, because it's all like anti-cancerous and pineal gland cleaning. So I'm going to do it. And if anyone wants to do it hit me up, and then we can hit her up and see if we can all pitch in and get a deal or something.
Dude, I'm down for that, dude.
Right?
I mean, if it's something that I can do here, obviously I can't fly all the way out there and do it. But if it's something like we can get, and then, but dude, I fully recommend self-healing naturally, doing detoxes and trying to clear out that, because look what Joe Dispenza did. He focused and he used the pineal gland and he fixed a shattered spine.
Yeah.
With thought.
Yeah.
With focus. That's there's nothing more amazing than being able to do that. That's why I'm telling you, I know we can self-heal. I know we can control our metabolisms. We can do so many things. I think we could.
And I cured severe depression. Like I wanted to die every night, and it was artificial. It came from Accutane. I didn't know. I knew when I was like 27, but at the time, I just thought I was miserable living in my house.
What's Accutane?
It's for acne. And so like I used to have it terrible. And then I was like made fun of so much. So then I said, fuck it. I was like 13. And so my whole teenage fucking years were like
just
so dramatic and depressed. It was what helped me like zone in and just want to learn music and editing. But also like it was just so chaotic. And it got to a point where the only medicine was self-healing. And then it became meditation. And that crazy laser sharp focus and being in that God zone was like the most important thing for me for 4 years. And then it just dropped off because I felt like I don't need to try anymore. Like, and I wasn't.
And you know what? That's another thing people have to realize, dude, is that it's not going to take a day or two or even a week. You know, that healing process, it's going to take time, but that's okay, man. Because look how long we've gone without it, and we've gotten to this point, and like things are okay, and we can deal with them. But why have to be just okay and just dealing with things when you could be on your A game at all times, dude, at all times. Like that stuff that the company that I work for, they sent me like a whole package of stuff, like the collagen, ageless body, all natural capsules, the probiotics and all that, dude. And I'm not shitting you, dude. I feel great. Whatever it is, all those natural extracts that they use, because it's all natural, there's nothing else in them. Like I take them and like my day, I'm focused, dude, and I'm ready, and it's like it's good stuff. But I mean, obviously, like that's not the cure all, but that helps you get to the point where the cure all comes in, where you're able to focus on what you need.
Right.
Like, I think that we could decalcify our pineal glands with that focus that he fixed his spine with. We could just ultimately focus that energy there and just picture it cracking up and breaking apart, and then like, you know,
that's how real it is. That's how real we're in a simulation.
We have the potential to be insanely powerful, dude. I know we do. And we can all achieve it, man. And the fact that when we're all in here together thinking about the same thing, I can feel it, dude. Like when we do those little moments of silence where we're thinking about good things, dude, I feel that. And I know you guys feel it too, man. And when you can feel each other's thoughts, we're thousands of miles away from all each other. But we're focusing on one point and it's hitting us all. We're that cloud, that natural cloud that we pull from, we're giving something to it and it's giving us something back. Like just that alone should tell us, like, dude, we can do way more than that. Way more.
Amen to that. Everybody, that was super fun. Also, Spirit Tree Revival is here. That's Thomas, folks. He's going to have a show on Sunday.
I thought I recognized the name. I keep forgetting that that's it. Yeah. Dude, Thomas, what's up, man? Everybody, like, I didn't get a chance to say hi. We got pretty in depth there. That was a good one, dude. That was a good one. It's good for us to sit and talk about that stuff because we piggyback off one another, and then we're like, oh, and then, dude, I figured like 3 things out during this whole conversation. I'm like, oh yeah, wow.
Same.
Yeah,
Same.
dude.
And it's good for us to do this. Like we could do this on the phone, but But it's great when people get to hang and also feel, because people are
They're
like,
doing it too.
Yeah.
They're doing it too, man. Yeah.
And they're going to go talk with their friends, and then their friends will be like, oh, snap. And then they're going to talk to their friends. Yeah.
Dude, you guys are awesome, though. Seriously,
No.
man. I'm glad that we have this little tight-knit group of people that they're in my comments in the videos, and we're all mingling and stuff. It's good stuff, man. I love it.
Best thing ever. Yeah.
Dude, it's so fun.
I had my roommate come on for 15, 30 minutes the other day spontaneously, and he fell in love with the whole fam. He's like, dude, everyone's so nice. I love doing this. Yeah, it was great.
We're all star seeds, dude. I think we all are star seeds.
We all have mixtures of shit.
We got to pull towards each other.
Yeah.
And that's why we're so tight knit. And that's why even if we have a disagreement, it's like, well, hey, no, I mean, I think this, it's not like, that those people aren't what we are. We're our own little secret group of coolness.
We are. It's quite amazing what we got.
Yeah, it is really amazing, dude. I love it.
All right, yo. I think now's a good time.
Man. It was a great time. I'm happy to be on, man. I love you, bro.
Let's get you on once a week, man. That'd be freaking dope.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, let's try. Yeah, I would love to. That'd be great. I need another usual. We always need a usual, Yeah. Max is gone. I don't know where Max is. I mean, he's doing his thing, and Lauren's doing her thing, but yeah, man. Pleasure having you always.
Man. Yeah. Absolutely. I will definitely make time for that.
Cool.
All right, brother.
Love it. Sweet.
I will see you.
Catch you later.
Bye. Peace,
homie. All right, everyone. Well, I just want to let y'all know, because it's 9/11 today, you probably have seen Loose Change. One of the producers of Loose Change is going to come on the podcast Wednesday. And it's going to be this one from the Good Line Experience, because I believe I got a strike for showing Demi Moore kissing a little boy. It doesn't upset me. It actually really relieves me. And I'm definitely going to go to the ocean and breathe, because Evangeline just gave me a good idea. I went to Ventura today and I felt like I could breathe. And now I'm here and it's like, geez. Yeah, that was awesome. That was a great show. I loved it. Mike will become a regular, because yeah, for sure. I'm going a lot and I'm feeling the marijuana. I low-key have added tobacco into my bowls of weed, and I love it. It's good tobacco. But one day I'll grow my own. There's benefits to that shit. Ooh, Nick just said that. He just said that. All right, guys. Make sure you check out Spirit Tree Revival Show. Let's see. I was going to drop a link. Let me just do that for y'all real quick. Everyone, I hope y'all have a great morning, afternoon, evening, whichever time it is. I'll drop a link to Spirit Tree Revival's channel. Y'all want to heal? You want to meditate? You want to continue the convo? That's where you want to go. Been adding herbs to my herb. I like that. Yeah, no, like having tobacco, man. Organic. Rug Ops, you're the man, bro. Gila, we'll talk more about reptilians. I had a lady tell me I was a reptilian, and I thought, what the fuck? I had a little meltdown. She said I was Lyrian and reptoid. So I did a lot of research, okay? And then she also emphasized I'm not evil. So that's why I brought that up today. There can be, you might be a person like Pleiadians oftentimes attract. Reptilian, reptoid. There's different classifications. All right, homies. It's 2:48 a.m. for Rug Ops, and he's down for some marijuana and meditation. Rosalind, my live was lost in the UK earlier. It was lost everywhere. It was from my other channel, and I played a video, two videos. One video was from someone filming a TV, and it was a scene. That wasn't it. It was just a little kid dancing with an older woman. But after that, I showed Demi Moore kissing what looked like a 12-year-old boy, 13-year-old. Maybe he could have been 15, but it was just not right. Yeah, that's why. Yeah. And then just cut off. So, and then I think it said it was giving me a strike. I was shattered. And you probably see that in the beginning of the live stream. But I'm better now. And I'll have a movie for y'all soon. Looks like I'm going to spend all day tomorrow and then Sunday morning. And I think I'm going to do it fast. I have a feeling. I already did the vocals, and I already you'll see. It'll come out soon. All right, guys. Much love. That was a lot of fun. Meditate if you can. I will. Smoke some weed. Throw some tobacco in there if you want to get extra. Much love. Wednesday, we have Jason Burmis coming on the show. He's the producer from the famous Loose Change film series. And then also Monday, we're going to have Nikki Jean. She is Isaac Cappy's former friend. They were friends. And she's also into a lot of spiritual topics. So we're going to talk about spiritual ether, which is energy. Probably go along the lines of entities. Should be fun. All right, homies.